Good morning, everyone. That was not a good night's sleep. So last night it started raining very heavily, and it was very audible in the room, and there was some ticking noise. So I didn't sleep that well. But that makes that we're awake on time to get to our destination today, which is about 20 minutes driving, and then I'm installing a 4-channel dashcam for this guy, and after that I still need to get home today. So it's going to be a long day again, especially with not a lot of sleep, but then again we have autopilot to keep us a little bit safer on the road, and I'll make sure to include maybe like an additional stop or something. I don't know, we'll see. But so 20 minutes drive and then we can get to work. Okay, so that went not exactly as expected. It was an older car, and some clips were not fitting properly anymore. So when removing one of the panels, one of the clips got stuck, and we had to figure a way to get it out again and then refit that clip properly. So it took me about half an hour more than I planned in the end, but we managed it, and right now I'm on my way back home. First stop is Haugen again. I'm hoping it's not as busy as it was yesterday. Yesterday was a full house with people queuing at a certain point. Right now I'm seeing 7 of 12 stalls available, which is great. But we'll see in a couple of hours when I get there. So the first leg is about 2.5 hours, but let's see if the Autobahn is maybe less crowded than yesterday and we can make up some time along the way. Now this is not a good start. So I've just been driving for a little less than half an hour, and I'm hitting the first traffic jam. Looking at the navigation, it doesn't give me any information yet, but I'm hoping it's not too long, because I still have a long way to go home. Wow, must be, oh man, that truck just went way off the road. I hope the guy is fine. That really doesn't look good. So you hear a lot of wind noise at the moment. That's because we are going at 185 kilometers an hour, which is getting us to our destination quickly. It also consumes a lot of energy, of course. So right now the battery is going down really quickly. But I still have about 10% left. And as soon as I start letting off of the accelerator, I know that that percentage will go back up again. So I'm playing with the speed until I feel comfortable enough or uncomfortable enough to say, okay, now we need to slow down. But still, I have an hour to go, 108 kilometers. I have 193 kilometers left in the battery, so that's almost double what I have or what I need. So that means we can still enjoy the Autobahn for quite a bit. Traffic permitting, of course. Okay, so this is the part where I need to start slowing down a bit because I still have 50 kilometers to go and the battery is down to 85. So that's not a lot of wiggle room. So need to make sure that I get back on the estimations, which means probably slowing down to about 130 kph, which is still okay, but that should be enough to get me to the supercharger in Haugen again. And I'm hoping that it will not be as busy as it was yesterday. Right now 6 out of 12 stalls are available, so I'll be sharing a stall if that is still the case, probably, but we'll see. About 27 minutes to drive. I managed to shave off about 20 minutes from the first leg here that we're doing, so not too bad. Okay, so we managed to grab a free stall pair, but still at the moment, because my battery is so low, I am getting 63 kilowatts. Hopefully that will go up really soon. Now it's also a question whether or not I will stop maybe at Eindhoven, make 2 short charging stops or 1 long stop, because I came here from home already, but that was charged to 100%. So hoping to use the Autobahn a little bit to gain a little bit more time. So I'm guessing Eindhoven as an additional stop, just to get 2 quick charges instead of 1 very long one. It's also too soon to eat yet, so I'm not going to do that here. Maybe grab something to drink. I also was looking at the numbers and the average cell temperature right after I was doing that whole section of 185, 190. It went up to 47.7 with certain cells going to 49.5 degrees Celsius. Now that is quite warm, but in the meantime the battery has started at that point also. The battery pumps and the powertrain pumps, they were working at 100%. So I'll put this on the screen as well, so you guys can see it. Now, at the moment, I grabbed another screenshot. The average temperature is already down to 43.8. So driving fast generates a lot of heat in the battery. We know that already, but driving that fast for an extended period also didn't trigger any power limitation because of overheating. So the 100 kilowatt pack is definitely handling the high speed driving on the Autobahn without any issues at all. So right now it's battery pump is about 35%. The powertrain pumps are still at 98%. So the battery takes some heat as well, but from accelerating and regenning on the Autobahn at those higher speeds, well, we also get more heat in the motors itself, and those get limited eventually as well if you drive on a racetrack, for example. But that's a different story. Right here, as I said, Autobahn driving, no issue, the pumps and the cooling can still handle it properly. So as you can see, the rain has arrived. So I'm going to grab my coat, go inside, have a drink, and then get back here in about, I guess, 20 to 25 minutes. and then we're off again to the next stop. So yeah, that was not a good charge. What should have been about 20 to 30 minutes became an hour, and I'm just going to get to Haugen even. So as soon as a car parked next to me, my charge rate got cut almost in half. So I didn't account for that, so we lost a little bit of time there. Now I do calculate it. I usually calculate like 15% for the actual rating instead of what the car thinks, and then I added 15% for the bad weather right now, and maybe some high-speed driving, but with this weather I don't expect to be doing much of that. So now I got an hour and 45 minutes to go to the next supercharger, and hopefully in Haugen it will be a lot better, but we'll see, because earlier it was also busy in Haugen with only 3 or 4 24 stalls available. It's a busy period. It's a holiday week as well, so that definitely plays into the whole thing as well, but we'll see. We can only make do with what we have. So that was a small mistake. So I took the wrong exit for the Haugen supercharger. Luckily I didn't drive all the way down to less than 5%, because I had to take a detour of 30 kilometers just to get back to the supercharger now. So yeah, I wasn't driving on Navigator and Autopilot. I was driving manually, and then stuff like this happens. So now I'm back on my way to the supercharger. I should be able to get done there in about, I'm hoping, half an hour, depending on how busy it is. If I look at the supercharger right now, 6 out of 24 stalls available. That's not a lot, but let's hope I can get a free stall pair, and then I can get moving quickly again. And then it's about 1 hour. Yeah, about 1 hour to drive back home, and then I'll be glad to be home again. Now, 2 things I want to mention still is, first of all, the automatic wipers. When it's drizzling like it is now, I find they are not working always as expected. When you have oncoming cars, or when you have the road lights, like where we're coming up here, the camera can see the rain a lot better. But for example, right now, the second thing, I have a lane change suggested, but I just need to follow the road. Right? I don't need to shift to the other lane or whatever. And I'm seeing this very frequently on an on-ramp or an off-ramp, that the car is suggesting to move over a lane while I just need to follow that specific lane. I think that's a bug, and Tesla needs to fix it. But other than that, it has been a very good road trip. I've made a good time coming back here. Unfortunately, a lot of people are charging, but as I mentioned before, that's also because this week is a holiday week in Europe. So a lot of people go skiing this week, and maybe some people were coming back already. I don't know. but it was busier than usual, and I hope this is not going to be the case when we are on our holiday this summer and we can get some decent charge rates instead of what we had today. Alright, so still 40 minutes to drive, and yeah, it's been fun. It's been crazy. I mean, driving 600 kilometers one way to install a dash cam. It's a little bit crazy, but hey, what can you do? Any excuse is good to take the Tesla on a road trip. Right, so we made it home. In total we have been driving for 1,205 kilometers with an average consumption of 248 watt hours per kilometer, which is not bad given the fact that coming back I did use the Autobahn quite a bit. I did quite a bit at 170 plus. So yeah, that is a very high consumption then at that point. But yeah, it's not too bad for this wintry weather, because it's 5 degrees outside right now. And that means that our road trip has come to an end. So as usual, if you like the road trips and the videos, give them a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And make sure you click that little bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos. And for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.